So this week, I got some interesting sneakers in that I'm pretty excited to show you. I think right now we're sitting at about 5 pairs, including an apparel care package, but dude, one of these shoes might be the weirdest I've seen in a minute, and I cannot wait to hear what you think about them. But first, we're gonna head to the skate park for a bit. It's been almost a year since I last skated, and I really want to get back into it as a way to just unwind, because I spend most of my time in my office. I'm sure I'm gonna suck, but whatever. The only person I'm doing this for is me, so who cares? When I get back from that, I really gotta get started on some work though. I've got a few calls to hop on, videos to edit, and I might show you guys how I set up my on-foot shots for my sneaker reviews, but we'll see how I'm feeling. That's a little overview for the day, so let's get going before the sun cooks us.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping I'd be the only person here because 1, I don't want to embarrass myself, and 2, I still get so nervous filming in public, but honestly, I'm glad I wasn't alone. There were a few people hanging around and it led to some great conversations, so that's a win to me.
Oh man, that was so cool. See, that's why I love skateboarding. Just the community is amazing and everyone's so fun to talk to. Okay, so my main goal today is to just get comfortable on the board again. When I skate, I really just like to ride around and chill. So I was never a big trick guy, but I could definitely do some tricks. And here's what I'm thinking of trying today. Kickflip for sure. Really want to get my ollies back in shape. 180, pop shove it maybe. I highly doubt I will land all of those, but hey, I mean, it's a starting point. I literally haven't done majority of these tricks in years, so let's see how it goes. Also, I did bring 2 pairs of shoes to try. Right now, I'm wearing the New Balance Andrew Reynolds 933. He's my favorite skater, and I've yet to actually skate these, but so far they've been holding up pretty good. Next up, we got the Louis Lopez Pro 2, and dude, these are just sick. I have skated these before. I liked them because there's just more board feel than the Andrew Reynolds, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna swap them back and forth when I'm trying tricks and see if any of them make it easier for me. All right, first let's make sure we can still get this ollie right. That wasn't bad at all, actually. This is a workout, man. That one was pretty good. Let's do 180s now. Gotta stick the landing. Oh, I had that one. The first take was better than any of the others. Almost there. All right, now let's try this kickflip. I'm not gonna lie, kind of nervous for this one. I know I can get the rotation, it's just sticking the landing. Oh, this one's gonna suck. That was way better than I was expecting. Oh wow, definitely got the rotation. This is hard. Why can't I land it on the bolts? I might actually switch off to the Louis for a little bit, but you know what? These aren't holding up too bad. I like them. They're definitely comfortable on foot, but it is also a chunkier silhouette, and these are much slimmer. Apothecary socks, you know how we do it, fresh pair. I was trying to get a cool drone shot and it crashed into the tree, so that's just awesome. Literally like first time using this too. Oh man. I think it should be fine though.
So this is the moment I finally checked my phone and realized I had already been here for 2 hours and I gotta get back to work.
That's all we have time for. I gotta get going. All right, that is it at the skate park. Sadly, I did not land the kickflip. I thought I could. I got super close multiple times, but I think we're gonna save that for the next time we come to the skate park. Honestly, dude, it just felt so good to ride around, chill, try some tricks, and talk to people that are just having a good time here. Oh, feels good to be back at it again, but I can tell you, I am out of shape when it comes to skating. That was difficult, but so much fun. So let's get back to the studio. I got a call that I need to hop on in the next hour. I need to find some lunch, preferably like Chipotle or something like that. Then I gotta get started on some content. So let's get back to the office and I'll catch you when I'm there. Okay, so now that we're back in the office, I gotta get some work done. So the goal for today is to finish editing 2 videos, get started on 3 or 4 more, and knock out some B-roll. But before I do that, let me show you guys some of these recent pickups. All right, so let's start this off with one of my personal favorites. Seth Fowler and the boys over at Apothecary are about to release their first ever 3D printed mule with Zellerfeld, and these things are a hit. Typically when I'm working in the studio, I like to wear something on my feet, and most of the time it's these Nike Rejuvenate React X Mule things, and they're great. But these take it up a notch. I literally went from having no 3D printed shoes to like 3 in the span of a week, so I'm kind of new to this, but this design I'm a huge fan of. It uses the same mesh texture as the Air Max 1000s that I showed you guys last week. And yeah, in my opinion, these are far more comfortable than those are. Like, first off, it is so much easier to put these on because you literally just slide your foot in. And next, you don't have that air unit in the heel, which actually makes the shoe a little bit more stiffer. So you can really feel the 3D printed material just collapsing every step you walk. And to me, it's kind of the perfect just lounge around shoe, so I'm actually really hyped about these. Seth, Osman, you guys crushed it. Congrats on the release. And thank you for sending these over, by the way. Next up, Adidas sent over a pair of the Jabbar Lows in collaboration, I guess, with Bruce Lee. And dude, the quality, all the attention to detail on this shoe is absolutely nuts. You got the stupid hairy suede that covers the upper, leather sock liner, leather tongue, pretty sick graphic on the heel, and some unique insoles. I can't forget to mention the box either. Like, this is so sick. Winona Kicks actually did a great video on Instagram breaking down their relationship and why this collaboration makes sense, so I would definitely go check that out. Moving on, this little care package from ANTA just showed up like 10 minutes ago, and I'm hyped on these. So if you're not familiar with the model, it is the ANTA Kai 1 Gila style roots. That is a mouthful. And if you've been following me on Instagram or TikTok for a while now, you know I have reviewed multiple colorways of this shoe, and this one's pretty unique. You have this sort of ombre fade effect all across the suede upper, 6 sets of colorful laces, and yeah, these are just a great bang for your buck shoe. I think they retail for like 90 to 120 bucks, so for the quality, it's pretty good. Next up, Crocs actually hit me up the other day asking if I would be interested in checking out their new Ghostbusters collaboration, and of course I said yes. And dude, these are nuts. I'm not a big Crocs guy, I don't think it's really my style, but like just the amount of detail they put into their collaborations, I really appreciate. I think this one actually makes sound. Pretty cool. There's tons of hidden details as a reference to the movies, and yeah, pretty solid. Next up, we have what I would consider is the craziest sneaker that I've ever seen. Let me actually check on the name for these because I can never remember it. Okay, so these are the Statera by Studio Exos. And dude, just look at these. They're kind of giving me like Lord Sauron vibes from Lord of the Rings. If you know, you know. And yeah, this is another Zellerfeld shoe actually, and it's pretty wicked. You have the same mesh style printing that you saw on the last 2 pairs, and this just massive midsole. Not sure if this is a sneaker that I could pull off, but maybe we'll try a fit on in a little bit and see what we can put together. And last but not least, the good people at Sneaker Politics. Man, they sent over this really cool care package with some of their latest apparel that they're dropping. Got a little sticker pack right there, a hat. This t-shirt I actually really like. It has politics just embroidered on the pocket, and I think that's dope. Another t-shirt with this flaming dice graphic on the front and back, and this one is rad. Huge fan. Their new camo mesh shorts, I think those are pretty cool. And some of their more like athletic running workout shorts that I'm a big fan of. Those look really cool. Lastly, I did not know they did sunglasses, but they did send me a pair. I'm typically not a big sunglasses guy just because I can't really find any that fit my face the way I want them to. But these are pretty sick, I think. What do you guys think? Let me know. Am I a sunglass guy or should I just stay away from them? There has to be something out there that fits my face, and I feel like these could be the ones. Okay, now for the annoying part, I gotta move the lights and backdrop out to the living room because it is the only hard surface in the apartment, and then I can get started on some on-foot shots. So let's get to it. For For those of you that have been asking, this backdrop stand is just a cheap one that I found on Amazon. And the paper I use is from Savage Seamless. I believe that's their name, and it's pretty good. I would not recommend this stand though, because it is super wobbly. And just so you know, yes, I do this for pretty much every single review. I could probably take on-foot shots out of my videos, but I think it's important to show how they look on foot, and I always just like the way those shots look, so whatever. Finally got those overhead lights off. But yeah, that's pretty much it for how I set up my on-foot shots. Now I'm gonna switch over to my phone, I guess, so I can shoot the B-roll on my camera. And here is how I set up the camera. So I film everything on the Sony FX3, and I just use this little Mantis pod as a tripod because it gets super low, and I kinda like the angle that it gives off. Also, let me know if you'd like to see a full gear breakdown video just showing you everything I use on a daily basis. I feel like that could be interesting. And I know when I was first starting out creating content, that type of video would be super helpful for me. So if that's you, let me know. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little behind the scenes look at how I get my on-foot shots for my videos. It's a question I get asked all the time on Instagram, so I figured, hey, why not include it in today's vlog, right? But now we gotta move all of this back into the office and get started on the editing. Okay, so far we've knocked out 3 edits, chopped some B-roll, and put together all the notes for this week's podcast, which I've never shown anyone this before, but if you want to see what that looks like, I pretty much go to my favorite sneaker sites and open tabs for all the sneakers I think would be interesting to talk about and paste them into this shared notes document that I have with Charlie. I do have a second note that is just for me, that way I can organize all of my thoughts and write down anything noteworthy that I did this week. I think that pretty much wraps everything up for today's vlog. I'm gonna lock in for the rest of the night, but seriously, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next, and don't forget to subscribe.